MC-72 was one of a series of seaplanes developed by Macchi Aeronautica. In the 1920s, Macchi focused on speed and on winning the Schneider Trophy. In 1922, the company hired aircraft designer Mario Castoldi to design high-speed aircraft. Let's have a look at the specs and why the aircraft was so innovative. Castoldi designed the MC-72 as a single-seater aircraft with two floats powered by a modified Fiat AS6 V24 engine. This generated around 2500 to 3100 horsepower, driving contra-rotating propellers. The engine was basically two V12s bolted together in tandem. I'm being unkind, of course. There was much more engineering involved than just that. The rear engine turned the front prop, and the front engine turned the rear prop. A large rear-mounted mechanical centrifugal supercharger was used to boost the engine, with the fuel-air mixture being delivered to the cylinders through a manifold that was centrally mounted between the cylinder banks of both engines. The mechanics of delivering the power to the props was complicated, but the slimline design more than made up for the problems encountered. And what to do about the heat? Well, most of the surfaces, wings, fuselage, pylons and floats, were covered in flat radiators, some for the oil and some for water. So, a massive engine in quite a small aircraft with a span of 31 feet or 9.48 metres. The front of the aircraft, constructed of metal, and aft of the cockpit, wood, with a wood skin over a structure of bulkheads and longerons. So let's get on with the model. In part 1 I completed the front of the fuselage, and in this video I get to the end of the tail. These instructions detail the cockpit tub. The cockpit itself is very simple, just a seat, the instrument panel and the joystick. I decided to try something new with the instrument panel. What I'm doing here is embossing the instrument dials with a ball tool so that I can drop a small blob of UV resin on them. It should make them pop. You only need a tiny amount of resin and a steady hand. There you go, not too bad. carrying on and moving towards a tail. I wasn't happy with the supposedly metal coloured strips on the base of the engine cover, so I decided to make some more and glue them on top. While that's drying, I cut out the windscreen. The simplest method is to use clear packing tape for the glass. I'm not going to fit this now, I'll only damage it. I'll wait till the end. As you can see, the strips look better now. Just 3 parts and way more difficult than I thought it should be. The ridge on the top of the fuselage was likely to collapse without any internal formers, so I glued a short length of dowel on the inside to keep the shape. Now all the little pieces to make up the front of the fin. This looks like an insect's body. Again, I'm not sure it needed to be this complex. And talking of complexity, how about this for instructions? You certainly need time to sort out all those arrows. I tried to put everything together as carefully as possible, but it was a disaster. Because there's no keel, when the glue had dried, the body had twisted and bent at a most odd angle. I'm not going to show you a picture because, well, I'm too embarrassed. I left it a week until I decided what to do, which was to cut the bottom of the tail end, untwist it and print new parts which I could glue on with less frustration. So, gladly moving on from that debacle, we hit the last section for this video. The rudder, which is only one piece. These little clips, which are hair clips I think, make great clamps for smaller parts. So I'm going to glue the rudder at a slightly offset angle for a more realistic look. And that's the end of this second part in the build of the Macchi M.C 72. Thanks for sticking with me. In the next and last video I tackle the floats, the prop and the tricky rigging. I'll see you there. Bye for now.